بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
We're made for our hearts to believe a miracle sent through Jibreel, a mercy for mankind. So many lessons we learn, the most perfect book in this world, the cure for all of our hearts, everlasting through time. Quran, Quran, the best of miracles. Quran, Quran.
Welcome, students of Al-Muhayyideen Institute of Eloquence.
Al-Muhayyideen Institute of Eloquence. I want to take you back to one of the crowning moments. You graduated the first Hafiz, Hafiz Abdul Qadir. Do you keep in touch with him?
Yes.
What was your advice to him for this Ramadan, or for this Taraweeh that he was going to be reading this Ramadan, if any?
My advice to him was, just stick to it. You have to stick to it and make sure that you're paying attention to your reading.
فالجاريات يسرا فالمقسمات أمرا إنما توعدون لصادق وإن الدين لواقع.
And that you're leaving everything in this Ramadan and you're focusing on your reading.
No.
It's very, very important because you have to. Ramadan is a very special month, a special time that Allah gives us. It's a gift for us to come back. Whatever we was doing in the year, Allah allows us to reach Ramadan, alhamdulillah. And it's the month that we maximize our efforts in our ibadah. So that's what I was telling him, and just to do your best and just to always remember that, it's going to be times it gets hard when you're a beginner. It's not that easy, and everybody is at a different level when they finish. Some are stronger, some are weaker, some have to do revision for a longer time. Everybody's finish is different. But sometimes, like I did with, these were my first two students. What I did with them, we started, they were staying with us in New York. Then we went online and different things. And that can, mess up a few different things because you're not in front of your teacher. You're not doing the daily lessons that you need to be doing to keep up with your revision and things. So it can, have a few issues when somebody finishes. But that's just the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had it. Being a hafiz and knowing other hufaz is still amazing when I hear other people's stories, It still inspires me. There was one young man, I believe he came to Darul Uloom when he was 16. He was there before me. He was there with Hafiz Shafiq, I believe. And when I came, he was still there. And he used to work hard, but it was a bit harder for him. Everybody is different, as I was saying before, even with memorization. So he was, I believe, 17 when I came in. And he always used to work hard. And he finished the same year that I did, the same school year. And after that, because I finished earlier, and I stayed for the rest of the year to do revision. I finished at the beginning of the school year. So I just used the rest of that year to do my revision. When it came to him, when he finished at that age, he was 20 years old. He finished at 20 years old, and it just used to inspire me because, you know, younger people come and, you know, they get annoying because they're younger. And I always used to think, you know, his dedication, even though it was hard and he was older, he did boarding. He stayed with all those kids at that age. He was in the classes. And even after that, what I was getting into, even after that, he did revision for about 2 years. He wasn't staying anymore. You know, his parents, and alhamdulillah, he also had parents that supported it. They supported it. They gave him a car to drive, and he was going back, and he was doing his revision because he put this as the most important, and he did his revision. You know, I can remember some younger people, you know, kids say some very cruel things at times. You know, they used to be saying that, oh, you know, he's not going to get married, you know, he don't have a job, things like this. But, you know, even at that time, I knew that, you know, wow, like, they don't know who they're talking to. Like, this is something so, you know, to have that level of iman, to be able to stick with Holy Quran at that age. And he continued, he's, you know, alhamdulillah, he's married now, he has children, and he's still continuing on with his Islamic studies.
So you keep in touch with him?
Yes. We have, our birthdays are near, his is like a couple days after mine, and he remembers that, and he texts me and he say, I still remember, and things like that. Alhamdulillah, you know, he's an inspiration, I would say, for the older hufaz, people that are becoming hufaz at older ages, because he stuck with it, even at older age.
Is there a limit to the age?
I would say there's no limit. Just like you can always go to school for anything else, you can go to school and become a hafiz.
And so what advice would you give for those, you know, 30 and 40 and maybe mid-20s and all, you know, all of these varying ages who are adults and, you know, non-traditional learners, as we call them? What advice would you give to them as they are trying to develop and become hafiz? Because we have to assume there are some.
Yes. Like, again, Holy Quran has to be the most important. When you say, you know, I have this responsibility or that responsibility, but I want to do it. You know, I heard this a lot of times from people that are older than me or around the same age. You have to put the time in. You know, nobody, even myself, we cannot say that there's time that's not being wasted. We can't say that. We all know that we have time that we waste. And if we take that time and put it into Holy Quran, even if it's just, you know, a few lines a day, inshallah, we continue with that, it will help us and it will only increase our capacity. That's what I would tell anybody that's older and they have different things that they got going on. Just the times that you do have, the free times, put it into Holy Quran. I was even, you know, being a teacher and a hafiz myself, I do different researches and watch videos about other hufaz, and I even seen that man, he memorized Holy Quran in his taxi. When he would have, you know, different times where, you know, he was sitting around, he would do some lines of Holy Quran, and he memorized in his taxi.
That's amazing.
So, again, you know, just, you have to put the time in, put the things aside that you're wasting time on, and it's all about consistency. You have to be consistent.
As the director of Al-Muhayyideen Institute of Eloquence, I noticed the young men have taken such a love and liking to you, even outside of class hours. They come up to you, they're bright and smiling, and I see the brightness in your face from your love for Holy Quran al-Majid, you know, and you're so patient with them. What is it that helps you maintain that patience with these so many young boys. And I know they're trying at times.
Alhamdulillah. Again, I will have to go back to the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How patient he was in everything. You know, he is our goal, our role model, top role model that we want to be like. So for me, you know, I take examples from him, and different hadith, or different stories of how he was with the Sahaba, and this is how I try to be with the students. And people, I can tell that even some parents or some people, they would be confused by this relationship that I have with the students. That you're not a parent, or, you're not even blood relations. But it's such that Islam bring a certain love that none other can bring.
وزن بالقسط ولا تخسر الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان صدق الله العظيم. Now you going to read a surah? What are you doing? You going to read a surah? Yes. Yes. What you going to read? What you going to recite? What's the name of your surah that you like?
But Islam does this, just like the Ansar was to the Muhajirin. They shared everything with them. They gave them whatever, even to the point that some of them, they had multiple wives. They divorced wife and gave it to their brother, because they gave exactly, they practiced the hadith, لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. And it was totally, what you like. None of you is a believer until you like for your brother what you like for yourself. And they showed that.